My father was interested in the stock market. So he would discuss with his friends in the evening the stock market. So I tell my daddy, ये सब ग्वालियर का भाव, what are you all talking? Well, you see some news comes on Gwalior, the stock goes up and down. So you see, that's where the stock market moves. So, at the age of 14, 15, some are interested in airplanes, some are interested in cricket, some are interested in girls. I got interested in the stock market. So I would read avidly about it. First I would read balance sheet. I'll say share capital, reserve and surplus. Oh, this is a good company. Right? I used to feel those companies were good, high share capital. And I used to wonder, these are like multinational companies, they don't have high reserve and high share capital. Why the price is so high? And all these Indian companies, they have such high book values. Right? Then I learned to read a balance sheet. I did my BCom, did my chartered accountancy. So 1985, my father said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go to the stock market. So my father said, never do this. I'll never give you any money. Don't go to any of my friends. Right? You have a house here, you can live here. You are a chartered accountant. If you don't succeed in the market, you can always earn 15,000-20,000 a month. He gave me that sense of security. He said, never forget, your word is your bond. Be fearless. May God bless you. For He is the only blesser. No money. My mommy is saying, who will marry you? Going to the stock market, doing satta. Nobody will give you a girl also. I said, Mummy, don't worry, you'll have one less daughter-in-law to trouble you. Right? I went to the stock market, started. I used to carry a bag, go to the street. Anybody who always, father has taught 1 ear, 2 ears and 1 mouth, but never learned. So koi bhi customer mila, to blah, blah, blah. Tata Power is good, this, that. So I had humble beginnings. Initial hurdles. Like my mom, no capital. Then I have a brother, he's a practicing chartered accountant. He got me loans of 20 lakhs. One Goan person, his client used to work in Dubai, he gave me 10 lakhs and he won't take security. I went to his house, I said, Mr. Mendon sir, in the stock market, you give me 10 lakhs, I don't want to keep your money without security. Boss, kal main satta kar dega. I want your security. Actually, he won't keep it. Rakesh, he said, I have faith in you. I said, no, Mr. Mendon sir. You keep your security. That's how I started. 1985, boom. I had nothing when I started 5,000. In 1 year, I earned 20-25 lakhs. Paid 3-4 lakhs tax as the king of the world, right? Graduated from smoking 4 square to 555. Right? Fortunately, found some girl, married her. My parents found her, I won't lie. Married her, then 2-3 years, nothing. What to do? My father said, put a factory. So I went to Hyderabad. I had 20-25 lakhs I had earned, that I kept 20 lakhs, bought Tata Power shares and kept them. Right? Then my father said, I will come in the factory also. I said, Daddy, you are from the government service. You can come here once in 3 months, review everything, and you please stay in Bombay. He says, no. I said, I'm going to Bombay. Right? So then I came back. These were the initial hurdles, but I had belief that no, I'll do well. And my father had told me, if you don't do, bola, kiska karna nahi. Don't take anybody's money, don't take any, and by nature I'm very careful in money matters, right from childhood, right? So, I had 15-20 lakhs saving. I said, market will, give opportunity. Then I met some friends, right? I met Radhakishan Dawani, he took me to Nimesh Bhai, Ramesh Dawani, Kamal Kabra, very good people and all well-intentioned people. So, interacting especially with Radhakishan, I learned a lot of good things in life. My approach to market changed. I also learned on the job. Maturity, I got maturity about markets. Then came Madhu Dhanwad, then came this, again I went to my dad in 89. Daddy, I said, I have 15 lakhs. You give me 15 lakhs loan. I said, you give me 1 year grace period. After that, I'll pay you money like a truck driver pays a monthly installment. My father said, no, I'll not do it. So I said, how to get the money? So I said, I'll trade. There's no other way. I had never done any speculation until 89, right? But I knew it's the stock market is fire. Upon Mr. Mendoza ka share le, kabhi satta kar de, boss, I'll go and commit suicide if I can't give anybody's money, right? And then, I did the initial trades. I learned the importance of capital protection. I paid 2.5 lakhs tax in 1985. I used to feel like a king. First, we never have money to go and have a drink here. 2 lakh ka tax ka check sign, you feel like a king here, right? This was the initial phase. Then came the budget. Then I remember I made money in Sisa Godesi, one Mr. Bajaj. He used to explain to everybody, just like I used to explain Tata Power to everybody. Nobody would listen to him. And then when he explained the facts to me, I couldn't believe it. That in iron ore, the prices are fixed 1 year in advance, 6 months in advance. For the next year, already they had got a price rise of about 26% in iron ore, right? And there was considerable difference in foreign exchange rates between the last year and the current year. So next year was going to be a bumper year. And Sisaka was 26 rupees. Nobody would listen to me. And Radhakishan Damani and Kamal Ka. So I used to explain to them. I was the guy who was convinced. I bought 3 lakh shares. I had 50 lakhs worth of Tata Power. I bought 3 lakh shares. Leverage, what is the rest? I'll go to 15 rupees. I'll sell Tata Power and pay it. And I'll tell Radhakishan and Kamal and they'll laugh at me. And the price went from 26 to 65 in 3 months. And from 65 to I think 2200 in 3 years. That's how I made the real initial money. And then came Madhu Dhanwade's budget. I remember Radhakishan had taken me to meet Nimish Bhai. People were so bearish. And I was sure that, and one thing that VP Singh will not give a budget will hurt the business community. See, he was the man who first reduced rates of tax, who abolished estate duty. And although he was a Thakur, he was a businessman. So I staked my life in that budget. Right? And I must have been worth 1.5 crores when the day of the budget, and I was worth 20 crores the next day. I staked my life, right? And that's how I made the real initial money. Okay? Then, when we experienced the great, I remember the index Teji started at 600, then I think it went to 1800, then came the Gulf War, right? The index came back to 1100, 1200, and then came Mr. Mehta. The great Mr. Arshad Mehta, right? So initially when the stock, we bought ACC. I'd taken delivery, I remember, of some 15,000 shares of ACC at 300. We sold at 2,800, 2,900, 3,200, 3,300. Price came back to 2,300, 2,400. Then it came back 3,500. We all shorted. Then one cold afternoon, I all short and price. I went and cut all my shorts. Then we made money in the rise. And then we knew all this thievery money. When the market came down, we made the money of our life. And then, trading, investing, cooking, it can't be taught. It has to be learned. And it has to be learned on the field. I mean, my mummy jo dal banati hai, my wife can't make. She has seen my mother make it 100 times. Right? So it is something which is, you have to learn. Shorting and pyramiding we learned. I trade actively, boss. I'm not only an investor and all. My father has not left me any inheritance, so I have to earn and invest. Right? We learned shorting and pyramiding. We learned prudent betting, that how in markets you have to be very prudent. You learn to take a loss. Then I realized one thing in life which is very important. I think ambitions cannot overshoot market opportunity. I think what happens, look at Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, enough money, right? Let's put some industry. My wife will say, what are you doing it all for? Kuch kaam dhanda to tha nahi. Kya karte? Dividend income se jeete the, aaram karte the. No trading, investing when there's not much work, right? The importance of reading, experiencing and learning. Then when you introspect, you understand what you have learned, what you have gone through, right? Then participation in tech boom. When I set up the software, I am illiterate as far as software is concerned. And all this young generation people understood, apne ko 97 tak samajh hi nahi aata tha. What is this software? Yeah? Never used a computer. I used to think it's garbage in, garbage out. In my CA final, I did not take computers. I never understood, very weak technically. Then 97, 98 I understood. So हमने भी थोड़ा बहुत हाथ मार लिया. Bought some tech stocks. Then, private equity. Everybody was investing in private equity. I also said I'll invest 20 crores. तो 20 crore का कुछ मिला वापस 3-4 crore. पूरा तो नहीं डूबा. We never earned, but we learned. And I tell you, that was one of my most forceful periods of learning as an investor. Because I saw how actually companies, what are the problems, what are the unrealistic expectations, right? How entrepreneurs lose their minds, how competitive ability is just a myth, how there are Me Too companies, the difference between a real company and a Me Too company. It was a great education. I think that money lost was well lost, right? And then, of course, I made the biggest money of my life in the PSUs. I was very bullish on the PSUs, and I feel very proud. I started buying Bharat Electronics from 18 rupees. Today also the price is 1600. I have sold out, right? And I remember during the tech boom, people were buying all Penta, Himachal, Global. I used to buy all this PSU stock, Shipping Corporation. 20 rupees I bought, price is 24, I'm very happy. So I used to walk in the street of the stock market, so people used to say, Gada aaya, Bandhu aaya, buying PSU stocks. Share bazaar mein jo jeeta wo Sikandar. आप समझे ना, but that proved to me the biggest jackpot of my life. And this is a defining time. I realized in 2001-2 that India is on the threshold of a secular and structural bull market, and I wrote so in the Economic Times, right? I thought I invest in growth stories, concentrated portfolio, concentrated and diversified at the same time. I thought I had some maturity as an investor. Buy right, hold tight, exit in frenzies, right? Meaningful stakes. I want to invest stakes, where I have some, at least 1%, 2%, 3% in the company. I want to be a value-adding investor. Organization building, right? Until now, I was my company's damaging director, chairman, peon, everything. Then I got some people, try to make a team, right? I have 2 partners now. And then, listing company is very important. People will come, hamare share ka bhav. I'll get a call from my sister-in-law. See, this company fellow wants to meet you. Jijaji is very much insisting. Abhi kisko bhi na bolenge, abhi sali ko kya na bolenge, right? So I'll call them. You see, our stock, our earning is 50 rupees per share, but the price is only 120. So I said, your duty is to inform and perform. Perform and inform. Bola, no sir, I said, how can I help you? Bola, we will do market making. I said, what is this? So then they will explain, you don't understand. The price is 120. We will give you 10 lakh shares at 80 rupees. Then we'll hit the share and make it 160. Sometimes you think of the money involved, resisting those temptations. But I know that anybody who's tried to misbehave with a stock market or with a woman, the road is Hath and jail. See, fire, stock market and woman, there's no difference. Never misbehave with any three of them. It's a learning of life, right? So I learned how to resist those temptations, right? And I have a lot of aspirations, and I want to share them with you, right? One aspiration is to be your age again, so that I could have a free mind, excitement, world at your feet, dating all the beautiful girls, right? First is institutionalization. I want to, and a perpetual view. See, I want my rare enterprise to live beyond me, right? And I want to institutionalize it, so it grows beyond Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, right? And I'm making efforts. Then I want to trade and invest in other asset classes, maybe debt. Of course, I'm doing it in a small way. It has opened up in India now, right? Other geographies. It's a dream I was telling you which way I was on the way. That is the dream of my life. After India has capital account convertibility, to trade and invest all over the world, right? Of course, I'm sab upar wale ke paas hoga nahi, who knows. Then I want to be an investor of choice. I want entrepreneurs to feel that and not by acting, but by actually doing things, by adding value to my investments, by adding value to the companies in which I invest, right? I want to do philanthropy. I believe the giver of this wealth is God, and He has cast this social responsibility that it must be used for good social purpose. And I don't want to give my children money beyond a point. I want to give them freedom and the right of choice. I don't know whether the mother will agree or not, right? I want to be deleveraged, but hota nahi hai. If I have a bank balance in the night, I can't sleep. If I pay interest only, I get good sleep, right? Then I want to be a strategic thinker. So think strategically, think beyond markets, and I want to be people skill focused. And I'm trying to work on all of them. I need your blessings. And there's some student advice I would like to give to students, right? See, one thing I can tell you, you can never achieve without dreaming. But dream with your feet on the ground and your head also on the ground. Not with your feet in the air and your head held down. So whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power and magic in it. Whenever you start anything, don't forget in life, all things big start small. At the same time, be practical, right? Do something you love, this is very important. Do it with passion. I think I succeeded in markets to whatever level I did because I love markets. I have a passion for them. They are my life. So do something that you love, right? The means are as important as the end. Never forget that, right? Aspire but never envy. And the means are as important as the end. Remember one thing: don't comment on other people's integrity and means, and expect other people also not to comment. Aspire but don't envy. See, this is a very, very important thing my father taught me. See, my father, I always had rich friends, right? My father always used to tell me, Rakesh, never ever give up the ambition of being bigger, richer than anybody in the world. But just because they are richer today, don't envy them. There is a difference between envy and aspiration. Envy means it becomes zealous. It becomes sort of jealous. Aspiration is that I want to be so. So I think there's a very big difference between aspire and envy, right? I think also, Mr. Darwai taught me, learn to learn from success. In India, what people do, they bring down other people's success. They say, oh, successful hai, oh, chor hai, usne aisa kiya, usne waisa kiya. Darwai always used to say, success doesn't come easily. And respect other people's success and learn to learn from it, right? Be paranoid of success, never take it for granted. Never forget one thing in life, my friends, that all adjectives in life are transient and temporary. Success, beauty, power, wealth, taste, right? So never take success for granted. And don't be surprised if it goes away. Be prepared for that day. You'll never be disappointed. Fight to have it, but be prepared, right? Build a fighting spirit, take the good with the bad. Life is full of surprises. Some are good, some are bad. But resolve not to break down and be overwhelmed. And I will say, as I started life, I looked at an horizon. I used to dream of the day when I could earn 50,000 rupees a month. I thought, what, I'll be a king here, right? So I looked at an horizon, it seemed so distinct and far. But only when I reached that horizon did I realize how many more there are. So thank you, friends. I can answer, I've been going blah, blah, blah for 1 hour. More than that, thank you so much.